Your calling is not about you. The speech is 5 to 7 minutes, Chip. Eric Aroka, everyone welcome up Eric. Your calling is not about you.
When the possibility of death becomes a reality in your life, you tend to look at your life a little differently. Last fall, while I was lying on a hospital bed in the ICU at, I think I was at Provo Hospital, can't remember at the time. While lying in bed, not being able to remember my name, or remember the name of my wife and my kids, I learned a really hard truth. I learned the truth that my calling in life is important to me, but that it's not about me. I hope it doesn't take a near-death experience for you to learn that lesson, because it wasn't fun. I can't imagine what it would be like to walk into your father's room and have him not be able to recognize who you are, to not acknowledge that you are his daughter or his son. For your spouse to walk in and look at her like she's a total stranger, and you're wondering, why are these weird people in my room? And by the way, what room am I in? I had a moment of clarity about day 3 in my stay at the ICU. And my moment of clarity was this. Right in front of me was a great big blue board. And at the very top of the blue board it said Intermountain Hospital Medical Center. I can't remember exactly, but I remember the word Intermountain Healthcare. And in the center, in really big, bold white letters, it said, Cancer Ward. Imagine for a moment if you have no idea where you are, you have no idea what your name is, you have no idea the people that keep walking in and out of your room, who they are, and the first moment of clarity that you have tells you that you are in the cancer ward section of that facility, of that hospital. I thought for sure I was dying. I thought, okay, I have brain cancer, I have a brain tumor, no wonder. And then I was out of consciousness again, and I was just staring off into blank stares and not knowing who I was again. One of the nights, when my head started to clear and I started to recognize people and recognize even who I was, I had that moment of clarity again, that my calling wasn't about me. It's important to me, but it's not about me. When I got home from the hospital, I read a book. It's called Leadership by leadership author John Maxwell. Some of you have probably read it. I learned 2 really great principles in that book. First one was that we need to learn to serve beyond ourselves. The second principle is that we need to love beyond ourselves. As I really started to take a close look at my life and my calling in life, because I'm pretty convinced that we all have more than one calling. Would everybody agree with that?
Yes.
So tell me some of the callings that you have in life.
Mother.
Mother, excellent calling. I love that calling.
Friend.
Some others.
Friend.
Friend, excellent. What are some others?
Provider.
Wife.
Wife.
Teacher.
Teacher.
Owner.
Owner.
Healer.
Healer. Anything else that comes to your mind?
Server.
Server.
Taxi driver.
Yeah, one of my newest titles is Grandpa.
Oh.
Man, I love that title. Now, I'll be honest, one of the titles that I really love is author and speaker. See, when I realized that I wasn't using my calling in life for what I was supposed to, because instead of serving others and loving others, I was really worried about gaining wealth, about gaining status, about gaining social media likes and follows. It is not a fun realization to come to know that you're not the man, that you're not the person that you think that you are. And that it took a near-death experience for you to realize that. I'm still in the recovery. I wish I could stand before you today and say I'm 100% recovered. I'm not. One of the reasons why I have these notes for my speech today is because I'm still battling with my recovery, because it affected my short-term memory loss, and it takes me, I don't know, 10 times longer to memorize anything these days, and even then, I will lose probably half of that as soon as I memorize it. So it's a little bit more difficult. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about serving others. You see, when we're worried about ourselves, when we're worried about gaining wealth and gaining status, those are not evil things. They're okay, but our focus isn't where it's supposed to be. If we place our focus on others, status and wealth and recognition and all these things that we're trying to achieve in our careers, they take care of themselves. But first we have to focus on others, on serving other people. Since my hospital stay, I have made a concerted effort to find more opportunities to serve people. And I'll tell you, it's hard. It's hard to go out and serve total strangers. It's even harder to serve people that you love. But I've done it on a more regular basis than I ever have in my life. In fact, my 20-year-old daughter is deathly afraid of driving on bad roads on snowy weather. That chick needs to live in California or somewhere where it doesn't snow. Okay, I'm convinced of that. I keep telling her that. But there have been many mornings where I wake up at the crack of dawn and clean off her car. There will be many mornings where I clean off her car and I say, you know what? If you're too nervous about driving to work today, I will drive you to Lehigh and I will pick you up after work. Don't you worry about it. I got you. I can't tell you how many dirty diapers for my grandkids I've changed. That's not really a fun part of service, but it's okay. It's a needed thing. It's something that I need, because when we serve, we make greater connections. We create stronger bonds with people, with our family, with our friends, with total strangers. Our callings are important to us, but they're not about us. The second principle was love. I wish I could tell you that I was a people person and that I just love people. I'm not. I've had to learn this principle, especially over the last few months, that I have a greater ability and greater propensity for love, that I can love others. And I'm not talking about the love that just extends to your family. I'm talking about the love for people who despise you, for people who hate you, for people who wish evil on you, even the people who cut you off on the freeway. Your calling is important to you, but it's not about you.
Okay, that concludes